All right, thanks, Bob. Amphi leading Flowing Wells 21-0. We're still in the first quarter. Amphi quarterback Jose Garcia has tossed 3 touchdown passes already, and a lot of his play can be attributed to the stellar performance of his offensive line so far, including 6'6", 295-pound offensive tackle David Watson, who almost transferred away from Amphi this season, but was convinced not to by Garcia, saying, "Hey, if you stay with Amphi, I'll pay for dinner for you once a week." And it looks like if tonight's play continues, he's going to have to make good on that promise. Back to you guys. All right, thanks, Joe. South Point leading Walden Grove 42-7 here in the fourth quarter. Lancer quarterback Rodrigo Nietos tossed 4 touchdown passes today, with Walden Grove no doubt game planning to stop star running back Bijan Robinson. I asked South Point head coach Dennis Benet if he thinks that Nietos been affected at all by Robinson's amount of press that he's received this season. He says not at all. Rodrigo's a team player. He only cares about winning. Well, it seems like after his performance today, he certainly doesn't mind that Robinson's getting attention. Back to you guys. All right, thanks, Mike. Tucson High leading Rincon 28-3 here in the third quarter at Keno Stadium. Gridley Stadium, the normal home of the Badgers, has been unplayable for most of the season due to poor field conditions. I asked head coach Judson Argraves at Tucson High if that's had any effect on his players at all. He says no. Football's football. We're just trying to win. Maybe that explains their dominance tonight. Back to you guys. Thanks, David. CDO going up against Ironwood Ridge tonight. I'm here with CDO quarterback Danilo Castro. Danilo, thanks for joining us. Last year you guys went 6-5, lost in the first round of the playoffs to South Point. What's different about this team in 2017?
I would say the chemistry. I think last year we had a lot of new players and we were kind of struggling to find our kind of identity and our role. And I think that's really come together this year. And I think it shows in our record. So
I would agree. You're a left-handed quarterback, pocket passer. You guys run a lot of one-back sets. Do you feel like your offense's tendency to throw the ball in what's normally a run-oriented high school game, do you think that can explain your team's success this season?
I would say partially. I think some of the teams are thrown off by that, being how kind of odd it is. But I think it comes down to how good the team is. If that wasn't the case, then I don't think it would matter.
It's all about the team, right? So you got Ironwood Ridge tonight. Head coach Matt Johnson puts out a pretty formidable defense. They haven't lost yet this season. And Nighthawk senior Nick Brayler is one of the best two-way players in the state. So how do you guys plan on attacking him and that Nighthawk defense?
Nick's having a great season. There's no arguing that. I think we got momentum though. I think it's showing. I think the fans see it, and I think it's going to be the reason why Ironwood gets the first loss this season. So,
well, Danilo, best of luck to you guys. And remember, Ironwood Ridge against CDO tonight. And Danilo, thanks for joining us, and we send it back to you guys. Thanks, David. Tucson High is at Mountain View tonight. I'm here with Mountain View place kicker Stephen Huffman. Stephen, thanks for joining us. Last year, Mountain View, you guys went 7-4, lost to Mesquite in the first round of the playoffs, 21-19, meaning that just a field goal from you and you guys would have been moving on. So how do you stay ready on the sideline when you might only get into a game, a couple times and attempt to kick?
I try to stay loose and limber, do a lot of stretches, and stay hydrated. Keeping a healthy diet is part of the process.
You gotta take care of that body, right?
Absolutely.
Your coach said that he's seen you make a 55-yard field goal in practice. Is that a distance that you feel like you could make from in a game?
I would certainly hope so. Practice is practice, so hopefully it leads over into the actual thing.
Well, it sounds like he's up for the challenge, and so are the Lions. They take on Tucson High tonight at home, 6:30. Be sure to tune in. This guy right here, Stephen Huff, is probably going to be sending the ball off into the air, so be sure not to miss that. Back to you guys. Thanks, John. South Point at Cienega tonight. I'm here with one of the stars of that Bobcat defense, cornerback Josh Williams. Josh, thanks for being here. You guys were ranked 9th in the state last year, undefeated at 10-0, and then in the playoffs, in the semifinals, you fell, unfortunately, to Centennial. Despite the loss of some key seniors from that team, do you still feel like a state championship is within reach?
Well, it's definitely not out of the question, Brandon. A lot of those juniors have now matured and are on that starting lineup this year as seniors. So I think we have a really good, strong squad this year. We mesh really well together, and despite the loss of some seniors like Marquez and Johnson, we still are a very strong team, and I think we have a shot.
I agree. You are a strong team. You personally, though, you're one of the hardest hitters in the city. A a lot of guys are afraid of you out there on the field. Do you ever use that intimidation factor to your advantage on the field?
You know, we try not to use intimidation as a factor when we're playing the game. You know, we like to focus on form and technique, so that's what our defense really tries to do. We don't want to put fear in the other team. We just want to play the game and show them that we're the better players.
Speaking of fear, South Point running back Bijan Robinson is one of the most heralded players in the state right now. What do you guys have in store to try and stop him?
You know, we just have a big defensive line this year, and I think what we really need to do is make sure we don't let any holes open up and let him get those long runs he's known for. So we got to shut him down, keep him down to 1 to 2 yards, and just play the game.
Well, best of luck to you, Josh. Thanks for joining us. That's South Point at Cienega tonight. I've been talking with Josh Williams, and back to you guys in the studio.